Hi everyone. So I went on a mini holiday a couple of weeks ago with my kids, and I'm just catching up now on making a video out of it. But before that, we also went on another adventure, which I'm going to share in the video. And these are just some of the photos from whenever we were away. So I took the girls on an old steam train in a place called Whitehead. We'd never been on it before, and I had kind of built it up to be this huge adventure, and I thought we actually went to a destination on the train, but you kind of just go back and forward between these two stops. But it was still nice to get a chance to go on a steam train, and we had our own compartment in it. And it was funny because my kids kept spotting our car in the car park and pointing it out every time we passed it, which was like every minute. But they liked the novelty of like going on a steam train, and we'd never been on it, so I like to try new things with them. And I thought the whole experience would last about an hour or two, but it ended up being like 10 minutes. So we stopped in the train station cafe, and it was cool. Like, it kind of reminded me of the Titanic hotel a bit. Like, it felt like it was from the same kind of like time, or like it had the same kind of decor. Go on at our time. And then we walked to the lighthouse since we were already in Whitehead. I think the path is called, no, I'm going to forget it. It's like Blackhead Path or something. And it was really quiet. There were a few people camping near the beach, but I think the weather put some people off. It ended up being like really drizzly. And we had to have our like lunch in the car before we went for a walk. But we were lucky on the way there. But my kids were still kind of complaining about the length of the walk. But I just love the views from here, and I think they did appreciate it once we got to it, because there are like caves and stuff. And I've only been here once before as an adult. I think that we went sometimes like whenever we were kids, because my granny lived like not far away from there. But I don't think we walked to the lighthouse with her. And this is what my daughter had to say about walks.
Why do people invent walks? Because walks are boring. There's a bear in there.
Have you ever seen a bear in Northern Ireland?
No.
Maybe in the zoo.
Yeah.
Liz, did you see this one? And after we walked through the caves, then you just go up a lot of steps to get to the lighthouse. I thought my kids would be excited about that part, but I think they were just done with walking by then. You can never really predict how it's going to go till you get there. But I love the views from the top. They're so like beautiful. And then as a reward for all of the walking and the rain, we went to Maud's, which is an ice cream shop that's all over Northern Ireland. And I went to this one a lot whenever I was a kid, and I thought it was funny they still have the cabinet of like chocolates for sale. And I think it's funny that my kids like quite often get blue surf ice cream when we're here, because I used to always get it when I was a kid too. So I took the girls away for one night, just the three of us, to a place near Newry, And when we were like traveling on the way there, we stopped at Slave Gullion, which is like a forest park that we had been to a couple of years ago. And the girls just like love the playground there, and they have a fairy trail, and you have to find all of these different like items along the way. And they really like the little fairy houses. There were loads of them.
You're on the right path when you find a giant book.
And they love finding everything, and they like this musical part too, where you can just like make noise, but it's like pleasant noise, which is kind of like different from other kids' playgrounds. And these were just all the little fairy houses that were kind of collected in a little town at the end of the fairy trail. So it kind of goes in a big loop, and it's quite uphill, and then when you get back you like come back to the playground, which was where we started. So I let the girls have another play there before we left, and then we had to go and find the cottage we were staying in. So we stayed in this little cottage which was like 200 years old, and it was literally in the middle of nowhere. And I was actually quite lucky that we found it, because at first like I was sure I was going to get lost. I always get lost, but we got there, and yeah, I really like when you can just like check in by yourselves and kind of like look around for the first time and see like everything without someone kind of showing you around. Maybe I'm just like antisocial about that, but I liked all of the old like photos on the walls and the antiques, and it was just really quaint. And then there was like an upstairs too, which was where the girls slept. And then we went to explore outside, and they loved the steps that went up the side of the cottage. And then we found out like not long after that the field beside it belonged to the person who owned it, so we were allowed to use that. And the girls were so excited that they found like a tree swing there. I love staying somewhere for a holiday where you're just looking out at like green fields and that's all you can really see, and it just feels like you've escaped everything. Like I really love living in a city, but I like to get like a break from it now and again and go somewhere that feels like it's just like in the middle of nowhere and there's no people around. And I was so happy that they had a fire as well, so I managed to get it lit and kept it lit for a while, which is like an achievement for me. And it was a really windy and like rainy night, so it was perfect to have the fire lit, and it was so cozy like inside the cottage. The next morning the girls wanted to go back to the tree swing, of course, and we wandered about like in the land around the house. The lady who owned it said that they had like a walking trail that went the whole way around, like I think it was a couple of miles long, but we just kind of wandered just for like as long as the girls would really. And it was nice because we didn't see like one person. It was so peaceful, and the girls were just like looking for flowers and like stopping to look at birds and kind of taking their time over things. We walked to a little lake, and then the girls were really excited because they found blackberries, so we did some blackberry picking on the way back.
Can you get that one for me? I'm reaching for it. Is that a moth?
I'm pretty sure it's still there.
Yes. There.
Aww.
Is it?
And after we checked out, we stopped in Banbridge at the, I think it's called the Boulevard now, but I think it was called the Outlet before. It's just like loads of shops, and it has like nice areas that you can kind of like walk in along the way. And the girls were happy they found this beanbag toss to keep them entertained for a bit. And I just thought I'd share this silly moment whenever we got home, because my mum gave me like a donut maker. It's supposed to kind of like produce like ring donuts and then you can deep fry them, but it didn't really go to plan. They still tasted really good, but they didn't look like donuts like at all. I don't actually know what they were. Like none of us knew what they were. And last weekend we kind of stumbled upon a pottery market at C.S. Lewis Square when we took the girls there on their scooters. So we just had a look around there, and then we got some like lunch and just like we went for a walk. I actually really like going for aimless walks, and I kind of want to do that more often. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. And please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. Bye!